This is... So today we're going driving. Okay, so first and foremost, yes, this is a Suzuki e-Vitara with a Toyota badge on it, but we do have a different design, and I do like the new design language that you're getting from Toyota. So you've got this on the new BZ4X, on the Prius, etc. And I quite like how the new front nose looks. So in terms of exterior design, we like it very much. However, if you keep watching this video, that might change a little bit. Down the side, you've now got the door handles here, which is basically something that a lot of car brands are doing because it kind of helps with aerodynamics. You've got the black roof that gives it a kind of faster look at the rear end. In terms of the rear end, it's exactly the same as a Suzuki, except it's got a Toyota badge, but I don't mind how it looks, and a big shout out to having a rear wiper. Shall we have a look in the boot? Fine. Oh no, wait. Yes? Yes. It's okay. That's not electric, that's fine. Manos, that's your washing?
No.
That's your cables. Your cables are kept in a laundry bag, kept here in the back, because there's nowhere else to put them. So you don't actually have space underneath the boot floor. So you keep your cables with your washing, and then you'll never forget that they're there wrapped up with your knickers. So the boot itself is 238 litres of space. Now, the Renault 4 is 420 litres. If you go for the Ford Puma Gen E, you've got 556 litres, which is huge. This is very small and also very high. So you need to bear in mind, if you ever get heavy stuff, it's all the way up there. So maybe if you go to like Tesco's or something, you're going to have to take it out item by item rather than lifting entire bags up to then get it in your teeny tiny boot. We're calling it a super mini size. It might work for some people. Okay, so here's me trying to put a positive spin on the charging speed. So top whack, you can get 67 kilowatts, which is pretty shocking. It means 10 to 80% top up takes a whopping 45 minutes. But here's where I'm going to try and find a positive, because it means you can stop and get something to eat, and then get something else to eat, and then get a coffee, and then have a couple of wheeze. And then the car might be nearly charged. So lots of downtime. That's a good thing, right? Let's talk money. So if you go for the entry-level smaller battery version, that starts at £29,995. That's a lot of money. And then if you go for the full top spec, bigger battery, that goes all the way up to £35,795, and you don't get a government grant. Nothing. So just in case you're wondering, what else can I get for 35 grand? I've written a list. Here to help. Here we go. You can get a Kia EV3. Brilliant. Yeah, if you go for the Air trim with the longer range version, you're absolutely sorted. Citroen EC4, Citroen EC5 Aircross, Citroen EC3, EC3 Aircross, the Renault 4, then you've got like 8 grand left over. Ford Puma Gen E, MG4, MGS5, Renault 5, Skoda Elrock, Jeep Avenger, the Peugeot 2008, VW ID3, VW ID4, Vauxhall Frontera, Vauxhall Grandland, the Suzuki e-Vitara, Hyundai Kona, Nissan Leaf, the Smart #1, Fiat 600e, Fiat Grande Panda, Cupra Born, Leapmotor B10, anything by Chery, anything by Geely, a Volvo EX30, a Renault Scenic, Renault Megane, used Polestar 2, used Model 3 by Tesla, used anything really. Have a little look. Scan the QR code up there. You've got the electrifying.com used marketplace. Yep. That is cold. Right, welcome to the interior. Now, the first thing I do want to say is I'm a bit disappointed because in the e-Vitara, you've got a brown option. If you go for the green car, you get like a whole brown kind of leather look interior, which I think looks much nicer, but you don't get that option in the Toyota, I'm afraid, which is such a shame. Because all in here, we have the all black version, aside from a bit of ambient lighting just there. I think that's the only place that there's ambient light. There's none in the back, and there's none up the front. It's just there, just there, that little bit there, just to add a bit of sparkle to a really exciting interior. Piano black. Yeah, so this car is one of the first press cars to come out. This car has only done about 300 miles, something like that, 300 miles, and it's already scratched. It's already scratched, and it's covered in fingerprints. We're going to try and find positives here. It's affordable materials in a £35,000 car. It's affordable materials. It's fine. You do have buttons for your climate control. That's a positive. We like that. So you can change your temperature here and change your fans and all that sort of stuff there, and your little volume knob. We like that. That's nice. The vents are off centre. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and it will bug you forever, because there's a centre console, and then the vents are over there. So that is a little bit annoying. Steering wheel's all right. This is quite a nice shape. I don't mind that. There is something else that you need to put up with when you turn the car on. It takes a while for it to connect, for you to then be able to connect your Apple CarPlay and your Android Auto. Watch this. Check all of your surroundings before you then go on to the menu. Yep, there we go. And then you can connect all your things. Just got to wait a minute. Be patient. That's what you've got to do. When I drove the e-Vitara, it was still technically the prototype. And I thought, oh, that's fine. When it's normally a prototype car, you can expect a laggy infotainment system. So it's probably going to be fine when the car comes out. It turns out the car's already come out, and now they've put it into the Toyota as well, and it's still laggy. So it just takes it. You just got to wait, and then it goes. And then you wait, and then it goes. And then you wait, and then it goes. So be patient. Something else that will really bug you is this section here, which to me makes no sense. Clearly it was cheaper to make this as one big long screen, but then they thought, well, then you can't see these bits because the steering wheel, so let's just put that down there. Do you know what? Screw it, let's leave that blank. Why not? Let's just really keep them on their toes and tease if there's going to be some information here, but there's not. So you got that bit there. Got some cup holders. That's a positive. Storage is a reasonable size. Door bins are also fine. That's small. You do have a sunroof, not a full panny roof, but you still get a bit of light. Is that electric? No, it's not electric. It's not. It's manual. It's manual. I can't. Oh, come on, Nicola. Find something good here. This is fun. I don't mind the design on the doors. That's quite nice. Sort of carbon fibre-esque. So that's all right. Wireless charging. So that's good. Good. And buttons on the steering wheel. I like that. Seats are all right. Kind of comfortable. I wish they were more squish. Right, rear seats, I'll be honest, not bad back here. There's plenty of space. You do sit quite high up. So if you are of the longer torsoed variety, you're probably going to hit your head. Although there is a little bit of a dip there. So if you're sat all the way back, you'll be all right. Just don't wear your hair up and then you should be fine. They'll be fine. Yeah, it's all right. But legroom, that's pretty decent. That is set up for my driving position. I'm 5'6.5", 169 centimetres. Boom. So actually, that's not bad at all. You got the nice material on the door there. It's the one bit I quite like. I have noticed that there is a pocket on that seat, but not a pocket on that seat. Pocket there. No pocket there. Not allowed to have one on this side. So it's against the rules. It's too expensive to do that, so they didn't bother doing that. You've got a couple of charge ports in there. What are they, USB-Cs? USB and USB-C, so you've got some options. And if you want cup holders in the middle, ta-da! Ski hatch for your skis and your other long items. Do you know what I was also thinking? Because you know the boot lip is really high up. I wonder if it's just easier to get your shopping through there instead. That's easier than lifting it up all the way high up into the boot, isn't it? Yeah. But there we go, you have to have the whole thing open. So if you've got people in the back and like Christmas presents in the boot and you're trying to hide them from people, they can't use the cup holders. So. Right then, she's not the most powerful lady. So you do have two battery options to choose from, right? So the smaller battery, the 49 kilowatt hour battery, that has 142 horsepower. That has a 0 to 62 time of 9.6 seconds. And you know what? That's fine. It's fine. This isn't the kind of car that you want to rag around and throw about all over the place. But the range that you get in that, Toyota are claiming that you're going to get around 214 miles of range. I'll believe that when I see it, because I'm going to tell you about the efficiency that we're getting a bit later on. And then you've got the bigger battery version, which is the 61 kilowatt hour battery. Now that has 172 horsepower. That will go 0 to 62 in 8.7 seconds. The range is, well, they're claiming 264 miles. Again, watch this space, because I'm going to let you know about the efficiency that we're getting in this car. In terms of driving experience, it's perfectly fine. It's quite noisy. It's a lot of road noise, a lot of wind noise. It does feel like you're just kind of sat in a metal box with no cushioning around it, so it's quite a noisy experience. I feel like I'm having to talk to you louder than I normally do, just to kind of make sure that you hear me okay, even though, yes, I'm aware that I'm wearing a microphone, but you know what I mean. If you're having a conversation, you'd be picking up your voice a little bit so that you can talk to each other. Do you know what I mean? On normal roads like this, it does feel quite bumpy. It's not bouncy, it's just a bit bumpy, a bit stiff underneath your bum. Talking of underneath your bum, these seats are a little bit firmer than what I would like, so I do think if you were going to do a long journey in this, you'll probably end up with quite a numb bum. I'm going to have a little moan about the regen braking. So there is a button down here, you press that, boop, and then that turns on your regen braking. So if I lift off the accelerator, like so, there's a little bit of feedback there as it brakes. Will you come to a stop? Will she stop? Will she stop? Will she stop? She's not stopping. 3 mile an hour creep. There we go. There's no option for one pedal driving, by the way. You can change the levels of the regen braking, but annoyingly, you have to go into the menu on the screen to do all of that. I'd rather just be able to press this button maybe a couple of times to go through the levels, but no, you've got to go through the levels on this screen. Speaking of this screen, there is something that Vicky Parrott pointed out to me earlier, and she's absolutely right. So, here in the middle of the off-centre vents, you've got the hazard lights button, which actually you would go, oh, that's actually a really handy position to have your hazard lights on, because then you can press that nice and easy, you know where it is, done. But actually, the positioning of it means it's really inconvenient if you want to press everything on the screen, because if you're driving and pressing things on the screen, then you're getting a bit bumpy, so you want to rest your hand, and you'd want to rest your hand where the hazard lights are. So you'd end up kind of accidentally pressing the hazard lights while you're trying to press buttons on the screen, which will annoy the person behind you or worry them. So it's going to be bumpy pressing for all of your pressing needs. But there we go. But it's all right. It's perfectly competent. I think that's the best way to put it. It's a competent car. It does the job. It will get you from A to B. It goes forwards and backwards, goes left and right, believe it or not. My issue with this car also comes down to all of the numbers. So not just the price, but the charging figures, the range figures, the efficiency figures. Okay, here's one more thing within the infotainment that I want to let you know about. So obviously, modern cars these days have to have all of the safety systems built in, all of the ADAS systems, which is a good thing because it's all there and good for your safety. But sometimes your bing bongs might annoy you a little bit, so you want to turn them off. Fine. Can you turn them off? Yes. But what you got to do is you go into the screen, you go on settings, there you go. Then you click on ADAS. And then if you want to turn something off, let's say I want to turn off the driver monitoring system, for example, which is this thing here that makes sure that you're paying attention to the road. You click on it and then it plays like a really long, annoying sort of safety video before you can then go into the menu and turn it off. It's like, oh, you want to turn this off? Let me tell you about the button that you're about to press. I just want to press the button, babe. I don't need to see that every time. I know what it is. That's why I want to turn it off. I don't need animations for everything that I'm pressing. I don't want an animation of the circle around the car when I turn the car on. I don't want an animation of speed limit things before I turn that off. She's extra faffy when she doesn't need to be faffy. She'll be one of those cars that orders a really difficult coffee and then shows you a really long video on how to make that coffee. You know? What are you beeping at now? Thing with Toyota though, Toyota know how to make a good, reliable car. They do. Every time I've had a Toyota over my many, many, many years of driving, it's never let me down. I mean, technically it's a Suzuki. I've never had issues with Suzuki either. You know, they're reliable machines. And that's a good thing. That's a positive. I found a positive. Go me. Yay. So, you know, while I was driving, I was mentioning the efficiency and I needed to tell you what I was getting. Well, drum roll, please. 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour. Now, that's genuinely what we've been getting over the last couple of 100 miles that we've had this car. It's not exactly winter. I mean, it is December that we're filming this, but it's still 13 degrees outside. It's not particularly cold. So I've done the maths. This is the bigger battery, so the 61 kilowatt hour battery. And if we're getting 2.3 miles per kilowatt hour, that's around 140 miles. So, yeah, I don't think I can find a positive spin on that one. Oh, we found a positive thing. The best thing about this car is the My Toyota app. This is genuinely one of the best apps we've ever used. It is so easy to log in, it's straightforward, and guess what? It works every time. So that's a thumbs up. Right, let's finish this video on a positive. Yeah? Okay. So most people that buy Toyotas know that they're buying them because they're reliable. They never let you down. This car comes with the best warranty. It is fantastic. You've got 10 years warranty on this car. But do you want to live with this car for 10 years? Want it to be positive. It's fine. Look, we understand the whole sort of sharing platform, sharing parts kind of thing. It's been going on for years. I mean, you've got loads of brands like Nissan, for example, that's been partnering up, thankfully, with Renault to save money. So they were like, oh, it's fine. Renault 5, brilliant car. Let's stick a Nissan badge on it. And then when it came to Toyota, they share with Suzuki. So they went, oh, e-Vitara, let's stick a Toyota badge on it, on the e-Vitara. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Would you get one of these for 35 grand? Or do you want to hear the other options again? Okay. So you can go for like a Kia EV3, Citroen EC4, EC5 Aircross, EC3, EC3 Aircross, Renault 4, Puma Ginny, MG4, MGS5, Renault 5, you want something smaller, Skoda Elrock, Jeep Avenger, Peugeot 2008, VW ID3, ID4, Frontera, Grandland. I'm going to get a coffee, I'll be back in a minute. The e-Vitara, the Hyundai Kona, the Leaf, Smart Hashtag 1, Fiat 600e, the Grande Panda if you want one of those, the Cupra Born, you can go for the Leap Motor B10, the Cherry, anything by Geely, that's fine, the Volvo EX30.